Do you back up your photographs when you travel? And by that, I mean, do you have another copy of the photograph that's somewhere that's not your camera? A lot of people I know don't do that. They just use whatever's on the card in the camera. And that's fine. You know, for most people that works. You're not going to lose your pictures, but certainly when I'm traveling, I like to have a backup because sometimes I'm taking photographs that it's been difficult to get in the first place, and I certainly don't want to lose them accidentally. So I will tend to use a card, and I use one of these, an external hard drive. This is an SSD drive, so this has some advantages. SSD means solid state drive, so there's no moving parts. Also, as you can see, it's quite small, it's very light, and that means in my carry-on gear, which is where I like to keep these things, I'm not taking up too much of that allowance. The implication there is that I have a laptop with me, which is generally the case as well, and there again I'll go for something small and light to take with me, even if I use a different computer at home when I get back. So why would I bother with that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is that if you've only got your image on one SD card in the camera, if something happens to the camera, you're going to lose that photograph, or if you accidentally delete that card for whatever reason, you've just lost all of those pictures. There's no backup. The second thing is that I believe the card in the camera is for acquisition, not for storage. So definitely for long-term storage, I back up everything on hard drives, and I always have two backups. There's at least two hard drives with my pictures on. And the reason I say that is that for me, the SD card in the camera is just to grab the image initially, but from there you would then transfer it somewhere else, clean that card, start again. And I was with somebody in Africa. They were actually doing some research and they were using underwater cameras. And the strategy there was to use the SD card in the camera as the first and only device. So once that card in the camera was full, it would get taken out. It would then be the storage device and be filed away somewhere. To me, there's a couple of problems with that. One is it can get expensive if you're getting through a lot of SD cards. But secondly, and this guy had that situation, when he went for a dive, it turned out there wasn't very much room on the card, and he was in a position to take some great shots and then ran out of storage on the memory card in the camera. Well, that's frustrating enough if you're on land, and maybe you've got the opportunity to put in another card in, because it means obviously you then need to carry multiple cards with you. But in his situation, he was underwater, so there was nothing he could do about it, so he just lost those shots. So the purpose of this video blog is just to really make that point. How are you backing up your photographs? Are you backing them up on the cloud somewhere, which is another option you have if you have access to Wi-Fi? Do you have an extra storage device with you? Obviously, if you have a computer, you can store on that hard drive as well, and that's typically what I'll do. I'll download my SD cards, which will take a lot of photographs, I grant you. So there's normally a copy of the original photograph on the computer, on the external hard drive, and then when I get back to base, I'll put them onto the main storage drives. But there you go, just something to think about. How are you using your memory cards? Are you making sure that you've got a backup should something go wrong? And my recommendation is strongly not to rely on the SD card in the camera, certainly for long-term storage, and really for short-term, just try and have a backup somewhere else. That's it. Hope you have a good day. Bye for now.